All right. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Hope your Christmas was good. We don't have camera on yet, Dad, so you don't have to get pretty.
Okay.
You're gonna have to.
It'll be hard to do.
What do you? Well, this is here. Just. What? You can't get the chair any closer.
Okay.
Hold on. And then just project. You're gonna have to project. Talk.
Alright.
Talk normal.
Yeah, right.
Test it.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.
Okay. Yeah, you can see the.
All right.
You can see the
So
man
where do I
there.
have to be heard?
You should be.
Well,
Yeah, you should be fine. You should be fine right here.
All right.
I mean, we can see what the people have to say about the audio levels. Let's see here. All right. Are we good? Let me. Audio levels. Let me know how audio levels are. This should be pretty good. I'm gonna up it just a tad. But I hope everyone's Christmas. Oh, it's at 100. Okay. All right.
Too high?
No, it should be it should be fine. I can up it in OBS. We're good? Okay, sweet. But I hope you guys' Christmas was good. I know I have been a little bit MIA as oh sorry, here we go. There we go. Can they okay. Here, let me
Yeah.
I can see you.
Yeah.
We can see you. Yeah, you look good. You look fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
As
you always look
good
good.
as I can be.
Yeah, you always look
as
good.
long as so good.
I've been a little AWOL, but I'm enjoying some good family time and just kind of, taking a little break, but I do want to stream, as I was able to. And so today we got a little block of time, and a lot of you guys had been asking, I think Lula, so Lula is one of the people in chat. She actually is she's studying in Japan
Okay.
now, and she's fluent in Japanese. Anyway,
Cool.
she had said that she thought it would be interesting, and then the chat agreed that, to do a little bit of a Q&A stuff, just question and answer. You know all these terms.
Yes, I know what a Q&A
I
is.
know. Is that an internet
total
term?
idiot.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
I know you're not an
Just
idiot.
a mildly.
I don't know. There's a lot of
mildly-
acronyms. Like, do you know what MFW means? If you saw,
Well, you gotta start throwing questions at me that
Sorry.
I don't know the answer
no,
to?
well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Q&A.
Monday Night Football.
Q&A's been
That's
around
MF.
long before the internet, though.
Okay,
right?
yes.
Is that right?
Yes, that
okay.
is true.
See, I don't know.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll get into that. So, so yeah, we've got a bunch of questions on Twitter. If you guys want to ask, I mean, we'll look at chat in a little bit, but I'm going to be taking a bunch of questions from Twitter, and we'll just, we'll just relay them. So a lot of them, a lot of people want your side of the shower story, because most people.
The shower story.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can, I don't know, we can get into that. We can make the camera bigger too. Is that what people want?
Whatever.
All right.
Whatever they want.
There we go.
I'm a man of the people, just like you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. Okay.
I look amazingly young, I realize that.
You do. Okay, so take a guess at how old.
Oh, jeez. I gotta reveal my age.
No, well, you don't have. Well,
I don't care.
Can
I'm
just
an
say,
open book,
I'd be
whatever.
curious to see what the chat thinks. How old you are.
Well, that's a trap question.
It is a trap.
Nobody
question.
wants to guess how old I am.
No. Yeah. Well, it's also on a little bit of a delay. But anyway, yeah, you do look really young.
I know.
But all right, we'll go through some of the. We'll get to the shower story at some point. But let's go through some of these. If you want to ask a question, you can just tweet at APL Fisher, and 12, 56, 69, 22. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Just
can see them
average
coming
those
in.
out.
Average them all out.
There you go.
53. Someone said.
Hey.
Who was that? That was
All right.
for Fabio 20.
All right, I'm
Guess
gonna tell
53.
APL to give that person a free month subscription.
Wow, Dad.
No, sorry.
Okay. All right.
No, you don't.
No, I can do that now. But you got careful with what you throw out, because
I know.
I'm gonna have to do it.
No, you don't.
Okay. No, I can do
I
that.
suggested it.
I think Fabio is Fabio already subscribed.
53 is correct. By the
All
way.
right, Fabio. That's what you get for guessing the right age. We'll get you your subscription. The end of this.
You never know what you're gonna get. There was no screening before this.
No, there's no
You
screen.
didn't
There
come
wasn't
in-
really any.
You
I didn't.
forbid me to speak about anything in particular.
No, I didn't. I know.
So you're taking a chance.
It doesn't look a day over 30. Look at that.
Thank you very
James
much.
is really
But I'm not gonna
complimentary.
give out any more subscriptions.
So yeah, so he's 53. He's 53.
Exactly.
But you said it first, Fen, did you? Okay, well. All right.
Sorry, you guys.
It's
worked
okay.
it out.
See, this is the thing, and then people start claiming that they
All
said
right.
it first.
All
You know.
right. All right.
But let's go through some of these. People are already asking a bunch of Twitter questions. So let's go. Do you use you're a Twitter?
I do have.
You have it,
Twitter-
but you
I
don't.
do have a Twitter account, but I don't reuse it very often.
Because you don't really understand Twitter yet.
Well, yeah, I understand a little bit, but I don't have my own. Really, I have an account, but it's very little used.
And you just follow people like who? You're a sports guy.
Yeah,
So you
I
follow
basically
sports
when I
people.
watch I'm a big sports guy, so when I watch Eagles, any local sports, I usually go on there and just like watch the comments that are coming in.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then once in a while I'll make a comment on that, but
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not a Twitter guy.
Okay, you're not a Twitter guy. But you know in general people can tweet at
I
you
understand.
and
Yes,
you understand.
I get the
Twitter.
concept of Twitter.
Okay, good. I know that you do. All right. So let's see here. What is this? Okay. Let me see what this link is. Has he ever heard this before? It's gonna be Rick Roll. Let's see. Okay. Are you familiar with the Rick Roll? No. So this question was from this was from Ben.
Okay.
And the Rick Roll is, so this is Rick Astley. The Never Gonna Give You Up song. You've heard that though? Okay. Have you heard this?
I don't know.
Here. Put these on real quick. Pause this. Have you heard this song before? Because actually, you really would have only maybe heard the very beginning. Because
yeah, that certainly I've heard
that part, the very beginning section. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's called a Rick Roll, and a Rick Roll is basically where someone. This video has almost 100 million views because someone. It became a joke or a meme or whatever else you want to call it, right? You're familiar with memes,
yep,
right?
Absolutely.
Yes. It became a joke to say that, hey, check out this cool video and then link this, right? And then everyone would come to this, and it became they called it a Rick Roll.
Okay.
Well, people in my chat love to do this to me, so I'm very gullible, and I'll take something serious and be like, hey, man, check out this video anyway. So, right. But you have heard of this before. Okay, there you go. So your answer is yes, Ben. The answer is yes on that one. Sort of.
Time.
Okay. Does your dad share the same love of Taylor Swift as you do? That's from Not So Ordinary Gamer. Do you like Taylor?
I like Taylor Swift. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I really do like her. Yeah. And I just, in fact, my daughter or whoever bought her most recent
1989.
1989 happened to be in the car. I usually I had Bruce Springsteen in, took him out, put her in, listened to her complete new album, and I really liked it. Yeah, I really like every song on there, pretty much.
Yeah, I like the new album too. Yeah. I've been saying it.
So I do like Taylor Swift. Yes, and I don't know if APL, and I'll call you APL,
you can call
so
me
I don't confuse people here.
That's fine.
But I don't know if APL but his standard is like people that write and perform their own music right away have an edge with him.
That's true. Yeah, right? And that's why
so
I like.
The fact
that
Taylor Swift writes her own songs.
I do.
Performs her own songs is, Anyway, yes, I like Taylor Swift.
Yes. Okay, good. Well, there you go. Yeah. That's it. You've been known. Can we? I mean, obviously nothing. Well, not everything.
I'm pretty much an open book.
You are an open book.
Pretty much.
But can I ask you this question? You said this one thing. I'm thinking of actresses now, but you had this. You at one point you really liked Helen Hunt.
I did, and I get abused for that.
Okay,
but
what did you say? What was the original thing you said about Helen Hunt that all of us?
I don't know. We were all we were naming attractive.
We were naming attractive actresses.
I threw Helen Hunt out there, but you got to remember, Helen Hunt wasn't always the age she is now.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
And I'm thinking of Helen Hunt in
what era?
Castaway. She was in Castaway.
She's like 45 in that
movie.
But
I'm 53, okay?
I know, but you said this when you were in
Helen
your
Hunt in Storm Chaser. What was that movie? Wasn't she in that Storm Chasing movie?
Twister.
Twister,
yeah.
Right.
Okay, I can see it. I think it's funny because Helen Hunt is not someone, when you're listing like really beautiful actresses at the top.
The first one came to my mind, so
this is fun.
Sorry.
Okay. Does anyone else share the love of Helen Hunt?
I'm sure they don't. So we can move on to another topic.
We're seeing it's on delay, so it sometimes takes a little bit to come
I'm not talking about the current Helen Hunt necessarily.
Okay, all right. Okay. You're saying Helen Hunt in her prime. You were a big fan.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got.
But that's okay.
Helen Hunt's got a good personality too. She's got a good.
I understand.
Ask your dad what he. This is from Ryan Phillips YouTube. He says, ask your dad what he thinks of your YouTube channel. I guess inbox anything I did from Shinema. Do you watch any of it? Do you know any? What do you? I guess what did you think?
Overall, okay. Yes. So here's the thing. So overall, I don't really watch it. Once in a while, and I'll maybe check it out.
Right.
I try to keep up on what he's doing with his career. And I'm very proud of what he has done. Very proud of the work that he does and the success that he's had. And but I'm not like a gamer. So
right.
I don't
That's
really,
the thing.
The gaming side of it, I don't really. I just don't understand.
Now this is a good segue because when I came home, you have this little thing that's this. Right. Which here, I'll show everybody.
Yes, my sign that I made for APL upon his return home says "Welcome home, APL, back where it began."
Right.
Okay, and I was going to put where it all began, but I couldn't get the word "all" in there without having to go to another page. So So the thing is that that is true as far as it goes. Now.
But let's not gloss over the.
It did begin here in this basement.
It did.
For almost his entire high school career was spent in this basement.
Yes.
Except when he had to be dragged off to class.
Or dinner.
Or dinner. And even
Yes.
dinner sometimes he was willing to forego for his hours and hours of countless hours of Counter-Strike.
Yes, you do know about Counter-Strike. Yeah.
Counter-Strike was most of his high school career was playing Counter-Strike.
Yes.
So probably maybe like a lot of you out there who are gamers, I don't know if it's just I think this is a common experience.
Yes.
Perhaps your parents were not as let's say supportive.
Right. And some of them may be 16 or whatever.
And some of you
in high
may
school
be
now.
experiencing that now.
Good. Oh, this is a great question because I get this.
I came to a point and where I recognize, I don't know how serious this show is supposed to become, but anyway, I came to a point where I recognized that I as a father did not understand nor try to understand the whole gaming world.
Right.
Culturally and generationally, it seemed to me like it was fairly much a
waste of time.
Waste of time.
Yes.
And so we had a conversation with Scott when APL was maybe 16, 17, where the lights suddenly went on, and I realized that he had associated my constant complaining about how much time he was spending with rejecting the actual activity itself, which he had a point.
Yes.
And I finally heard that point. And so as I've gotten older, listen, those of you that are parents, some of you are parents and some of you will be parents, you don't get a replay or you don't get what they say, a redo as parents, but you can look back and say, if I had to do it over again, one of the things I would have done differently as a dad is I would have at least expressed and shown more interest in gaming, tried to understand it. Instead of just, basically acting like it was a waste of time. So it is true that this is where APL got his start, but it's also true that it wasn't like it was embraced happily, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay.
So
that's
where it's at.
All right. Can you say welcome back, DJ Wildebeest? He just subscribed.
Welcome back, DJ Wildebeest.
There you go.
Welcome back.
Thank you, DJ Wildebeest.
Yes,
welcome back.
Thank you for resubscribing or subscribing.
For helping me to not live in my parents' house.
Thank you for helping support my son, so he does not come in permanently. Notice, this is a cold basement.
This is very cold.
Okay,
it's freezing.
We did give him a space heater, but we don't want him to get too comfortable down here. Okay, because we as much as we love him, we're glad that he has developed his own life.
Yes.
And that he can support himself through your generous donations and subscriptions.
My parents are very aware that I am, this is my full-time
This is
gig,
his life. So if you stop subscribing to his channel, all we're gonna have is a basement with a guy in the basement.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad.
Yeah,
this is gonna be sad. Thank you, DJ Wildebeest, for that resub, man. I appreciate that. So, all right, so that's good. Well, that's good. You basically answered everything because people always ask me. They said, "Did you ever have conflicts with your parents about gaming?" And I say, "I did."
It wasn't like arguing, yelling, like that kind of thing, but it was more just frustration and irritation and lack of.
Well, the way that I remember explaining it to you, right, when I was playing competitively, right, and I was playing Counter-Strike competitively, was that for you, the thing you didn't understand is you thought I was. Not only it wasn't social, right? I think you thought it wasn't social, which it was, because you're on a team and all that kind of stuff. I had to explain all that stuff, and that, whereas, whatever with real sports, even though it's on the computer, you're competing, you're practicing. It's just on which I understand the gap where it comes generationally, generationally.
That's a big word.
It is. It's hard.
Okay.
All right. My dad looks younger than me. Wow. I mean, I'm really.
There you go.
That's a compliment.
I would almost be tempted to give him something even better than the other person, but I won't say that.
Before you give out prizes.
Okay.
Axiom _LOL. Can you say welcome to him? Axiom _LOL.
Welcome Axiom _LOL.
Yes.
Glad to have you with us.
Thank you, Axiom. That's a resub as well. Thank you. So resub is
another re-up there.
Right, for the month. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know. Okay. All right. So let's go through some more. If you guys want to ask questions, I mean, obviously we're taking a look at the chat and we're seeing what you guys are saying and we're monitoring for the subs, but we are taking questions off of Twitter. So at APL Fisher and we'll I'm just picking through questions. This is from Sven. Is Scott the daughter you always wanted? What did you? Okay. See, I have to explain this. What do you think of him wearing lipstick for his streams? Now. Without any context, does that concern you that I've worn lipstick on stream, or?
It doesn't surprise me.
I haven't actually.
It doesn't, and it wouldn't concern me necessarily because you're a shameless entertainer, and always has been. And he's doing exactly what he's been doing since he was a little kid. So there's really nothing that you wouldn't do in a sense, just to attract an audience. So
right.
But anyway, yeah, no, I actually have a daughter, so
yes.
Another daughter.
Sorry to interrupt, but the Real Twig just subscribed. You want to welcome the Real Twig?
Yeah, welcome Real Twig, and thanks for the subscription. But no,
Shameless. You had to throw shameless in there.
yeah, really. No, he, wouldn't. And this is what I tell people. I said Scott is our oldest, so he's our first child, and I prayed. I prayed. I didn't pray for a boy, and I didn't pray for a girl. I prayed for a human being. And after he was born, I was not sure whether my prayers had been answered.
Yeah.
But,
because I was a demon baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was. But he's, all's well that ends well, as they say. So we're glad. That
Yeah. Okay. Well, the whole story behind that, by the way, is I wasn't wearing lipstick on stream. Not that I wouldn't, but I was wearing chapstick that happened to have a red hue to it. Okay. And also, I think the contrast was off of my camera. It's a whole long thing, but it's become since everyone thinks I'm putting lipstick on.
It's a good story.
Yeah. It's a good. The chat is really. Are you reading the chat? Are you saying
that works for you? I can see them.
They're enjoying your answers a lot.
And you can run this as long as don't run it until it's what I mean.
What?
Like, I'm available, but when it's done.
Oh yeah. No. We're just gonna take take some questions. Yeah.
It's your show, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna be. Yeah. The main thing is people wanted to hear your thoughts, and they're enjoying hearing your thoughts.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. What did you think when Scott told you he was moving to LA to pursue this internet thing, or the machinima thing, rather? That's from Min Doggus.
I don't know how much he's talked about that. I mean, Scott had a good job. He had a good job, secure job, really.
Yeah.
I guess I want to say the name of the company.
Yeah, don't say the name.
It doesn't matter. But anyway, we had a good secure job. I was very proud of what he was doing. I don't know if they know what kind of work you were doing. He was doing IT support at a very good company. He just got benefits, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
For somebody his age, he was probably making more at that point than I've probably ever made in my life. And I know he came over. He said he had something serious to talk about with my wife and I, and of course we didn't have any idea what that was going to be. But he basically he told us about it. So we talked, and I asked a lot of questions. We asked a lot of questions, but the bottom line for me was that it was an opportunity that he was excited about. We talked about, you do realize that you're leaving a secure situation to go something that isn't as secure. So you realize what you're doing, so that if you go out there and it kind of doesn't work out, you're not going to look back and go, oh, I made a huge mistake. And I guess the question for me, because of my stage in life and having was living through my younger years, was is this the kind of thing that you could potentially look back when you're like 40 years old and you're in a job you don't really love, but it's a good job, and you're going to look back and go, man, like, I should have taken that chance. Yeah. Like, what if I had done this, And he said definitely that he feels like that. And I said at that point, he's a single guy. Obviously, he's an adult, so he didn't need to ask our permission to do it. He was just asking for our input. Yeah. He wasn't, nothing was tying him down at this point in his life. And knowing that once certain stages of life, you have more responsibilities and you have to think about a lot of other people. So I was contented. It was a decision he wanted to make, and he knew what he was doing. And if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But so we were
that was what you said to me was the thing that made it. I knew I wanted to do it, but you had said, "Is this exactly what you said? Is this a thing that if you don't do it, you're gonna look back and be like." What could have been, and that was absolutely.
And I know enough people.
All of this is a result.
And I know enough people that they're in a certain job. They love. It's not a job they like, but now it's too late. They can't change because they've got responsibilities, and they need And they look back and they're like, at 20-something years old, I had the chance to do this, and I didn't take the chance. So I think that's a good decision, and it was something he loved. It wasn't about the money, even though there's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with making money. But the job was more of the opportunity to do the things he loved, and I think that's always an important way to make a decision. Money is important. We have to support ourselves, but it's always been about things he's interested in, not just about money. So I think that was good.
Good. Yes, good answer. Okay. Can you welcome Trevor Popplewell?
Yes, Trevor Popplewell.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes. Thank you, Trevor. Dad, look at you.
Glad to have you with us.
You're giving me all the subs, Dad.
All right, I'm doing a great job. To get a commission now.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
That contract I just signed before coming down will have to be amended and updated.
Amended, for more subs.
Yeah,
all right,
definitely.
Okay. Let me see. There's a bunch. We're getting a bunch of different questions. Man, people really want some lovey-dovey stuff. Josh, I don't know about. What's your favorite thing about each other? This is from Josh. I mean, all right, we'll do one of these. I just want to hear you say something. Okay. Really, well, you've already been saying a lot of nice things.
It's not hard to come up with things, but one of the things I really appreciate about APL is that he, unlike his father, He is an entrepreneurial type personality and a risk taker.
Mm-hmm.
And like going out to LA was a risk, but he sees something, opportunity, and he's not afraid to go after it. And I really do admire that and that quality. And even when he was a kid, younger, when he was a little guy, his my personality are different that way. Like I'd go somewhere and he'd be like, Dad, just like there would be guys playing on the basketball court, and we would want the court, and he would be like, Dad, just tell these guys their time's up. And I'd be like, I don't know if I should do that. And he hears this 9-year-old telling me basically, Dad, you just got to take control of the situation. So I really I really appreciate that about him, that he takes chances and goes after the things that he really wants to do. So
all right, well, that's nice of you to say. TXC in the house with the resub. Can you welcome TXC in the house?
Yes, TXC in the house.
Yes.
Thank you for that resub.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, TXC. All right, so I'll go. Well, I also could. There's a lot of different things. I mean, I think for me, I think you have a very even-keeled approach on handling situations and giving advice. I think the advice that you gave me for going out to LA was really good, and you're very good at evaluating a situation and not being biased towards any way, and I appreciate that a lot about you. And then also we had good talks when we remember. Okay, so my dad drove with me. I packed my car up and we drove across the country. So you ended up coming with me for that to help me out and everything.
Right.
And that was I feel like that was really good because I feel like we connected about a lot of different things. And one of the things that I had shared to you, and I'm very transparent about my life and stuff like that, and I had brought up, questioning my faith and things like to you, which was a big deal for me to bring up to you. And you were very, very understanding about that. And so, I mean, it's going back to the other point, is that, you've always been very supportive and very, willing to talk about stuff and not judgmental. And so anyway, that's something I appreciate about you.
Well, thank you.
Much. There
appreciate
you go.
That.
Take that to the bank.
That was nice. Nice question.
So he's trying.
He gave us an opportunity to say some stuff.
There you go. Look at this. Okay. When my dad I can already know the answer, but Yo Stat says, would your dad be interested in playing Counter-Strike with you one day?
I mean, yeah, interested. Yeah, like in terms
be honest.
of no. Okay, here's the deal. I'm not really a gamer, and I don't have a lot of interest in gaming. But if it was something Scott wanted me to do with him, I would do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as an activity.
No, yeah.
Because
okay,
think of what I said earlier, that I never had any interest. Like if you came up and said, "Hey, Dad, would you play Counter-Strike with me?" I would.
Yeah.
But it's not like I
not
have a lot of life goals, and that's not one of them. Although
you do.
I know he's really good at Counter-Strike, so I'm glad for that.
That's all in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. But yes. All right. Let's see some of these. Okay, so this is a good question. This is another one from Mindogus, but he says, "What do you think of Mr. Sark?" So you.
Oh, Mr. Sark.
Because Mr. Sark is like my best friend.
I've met Mr. Sark and his lovely wife.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many is that public information.
That he's married?
No, that his wife's name. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
anyway, I really appreciate Mr. Sark because when Scott moved to LA and he got involved out there, he really became such a good friend, and not just a coworker, but like someone that really helped him to acclimate. I think anyway, my view is to the whole scene out there. Yeah. And just been a great friend and a supportive to him. And when we were out, my wife and I were out there a couple years ago. We went out to dinner with Mr. Sark and his wife, Katie, and we had a great time. He's a great guy, and they're a great couple, and I really appreciate the way that they help. And I know he's a very close friend. So
yes, there you go. So the answer. Okay, cool. Was it tough for your family when you moved to the West Coast? So I guess that's for me or for. I don't know. So when I moved, I guess that could be towards you. I mean, that's probably a good question for Mom because I think she struggles with it more. Yeah. But or was it any? I mean, because I moved out like a long time ago.
I mean, it was hard because it was hard in that obviously moving all the way across the country means that we weren't gonna see him. I mean, he was living in an apartment not too far from
like
here.
45 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
so it was nice to have him in the area. It was hard. But the thing is that it would have been harder to think that he would have not felt the freedom to go there, and because it would be hard for us, or because of any other reason. So it wasn't hard in the sense that he was pursuing something that was important to him, and we were glad for that. But it was hard. Yeah. Yes, it's hard just not having him around.
Right. Okay. All right. So someone had also asked. I don't know if this is gonna. Let me see if I can find that one. Let's see here. Did you worry when I left Machinima? Was that Did you when?
Yeah,
I got laid off.
Yes, I did.
Okay. That's that's from Fusion Peak.
I remembered, I remembered the day that he told us that he was leaving there, and I do a journal. I journal, so like I have journals that I keep, not every day, but I journal a lot about my life, and like just for myself, and I go back and read them. And I actually just read that journal entry recently, but I was concerned just because it was scary and it's hard. Well, I was concerned on two levels. One is because it's scary financially, and two, it's. I mean, maybe he didn't feel this way, but I feel like it could be kind of a blow to your go a little bit, and kind of your like. I've never had that happen in my life. I've never had somebody come in and tell me your job is done,
right?
And you're like got I don't know, very little bit of time to adjust to that idea, and you're out. So so I was concerned. I mean, I felt like he was landing on his feet, and he had a good, and that's where I think with Mr. Sark and his other friends and the network he had already developed out there, I wasn't that concerned because I knew that he had a network of people. It would have been more concerning, like in the first few months, if it had happened when he first went out there. Yeah.
Good question. Good question from Fusion Peak. Okay, so here we go. Chance Gooch said, "Can your dad give us his side of the shower story?"
Right,
so I alluded to this at the beginning.
I understand that, yes, from APL that you've all heard the shower story. I mean, that's his story to tell, right? Because that's like top 10 of the most embarrassing stories that a person could come up with.
Wow.
But I have been basically painted as a villain in the story over the years, because it's always said, like, if I just let this thing go and had not said, like, oh, I'm sure he's not, in the shower, the whole thing never would have happened. But then, of course,
that is true, though.
But then, of course, we wouldn't have had this great story. So
that's true.
To tell.
That's true.
But
But people want to know your perspective. Because let me just set the scene though, real quick, and then you tell me what's happening in your head. So people know I'm in the shower. I'm quickly trying to run a prank on my brother.
I don't know you're in the shower though.
You don't, right? But on my perspective, everyone's milled around the bathroom and everyone's talking. This is after she has left the bathroom, and I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna leave the house.
Right.
I hear via conversation that you are really getting insistent on. You don't know where I am.
Yeah.
And you're getting really concerned. But in my perspective, no one else really had any, like, it was just kind of, you were really focused on that angle.
Yeah,
and so I'm listening to you continue to narrow down places I am not.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I mean, the short answer to this whole thing is that I really don't know what was going on in my mind at the time, because that would be very hard to figure out most of the time. But I do have a certain quirk in my personality that I need a need for certainty at certain points. Like maybe it's emotional thing, and so at that point, what was concerning a bit to me was I don't know if he's explained. This was a tiny apartment. There was very little room in this apartment.
There was very.
It was like a little 3-bedroom. No. 3-bedroom apartment.
Was it 3? Yeah.
And it was like nowhere really to go. So I think it was part of me at that point that I'm really honestly worried about where is he? Because he could have just vanished into the woodwork. I mean, there's no means of egress. He could have gone out. So I think part of it was that I'm like probably deep down having this anxiety about where did he go, and then I'm thinking, and I carried that over to them, and I'm thinking like they're probably thinking where could he really be? I mean, so I guess I needed to prove that he wasn't
in the shower.
I honestly, I never thought that he would be in the shower. I mean, it was the most bizarre thing because he was playing hide and seek.
I wasn't playing hide and seek.
Weren't you with your brother?
I was in the shower waiting for him to come in so that I could scare him.
That's right.
He'd been annoying me the whole night.
So we talked about this again the other night because it came up. He said he told the story to all of his subscribers.
Yeah, it's been on YouTube.
And now the next version of it is that not only should I not have looked in the shower, I should have had the presence of mind when I opened the shower to just put the shower curtain back.
Right, that would have been the other
covered
thing.
The whole thing.
That would have been the other
thing. There's no way that I was going to happen because I was too shocked. So
yeah, I understand.
It was an unbelievable
series
confluence
of events. Yes, it just doesn't once in a lifetime.
It happened. It's
that's good though. So basically, your side is you were just you couldn't. You were so focused
whatever reason,
on figuring
I
out.
Let go.
Couldn't let go.
And you know me to know that there's times that happens to me that I can't let go of something. So
yeah,
that was unfortunate.
People really cannot. People really have a hard time. Can you confirm that we used to live in a town in South America, in Guyana, called Nig?
Yes, we did.
It is N-I-G-G.
And it has no relationship to other words.
I know, but people don't believe me.
It was called Nig Settlement.
Nig Settlement.
It's N-I-G-G. You can look it up, and I'm sure you can Google it and find it.
I've told people.
It's in the section of Guyana, on the coast of Guyana, which is called
Berbice.
Berbice.
Yes.
It's called Nig, NIGG settlement.
Yes.
And APL lived there from the age of 11 to 12 to 16 years old.
17.
He continued his gaming career in
Yeah,
the
you
tropics.
should talk about Guyana.
Okay, so we have to send a container of goods to Guyana. It's a third world country, and in that container is his PlayStation, whatever version it was at that time.
It was the original PlayStation.
That thing sat on the wharf.
But talk about, we had to ship all of it in a shipping container.
In a shipping container, you know, the metal containers that you see, you know, going on ships on the sea or whatever. And in that container for 3 months,
right,
in the baking hot tropical sun, his PlayStation sat. And then we finally get clear customs, and he goes with me, and they open the container, which is packed full to the gills, and he walks in, finds it almost immediately, grabs it, and basically acts like he's done for the day. Helping me.
Did. That was it. That's all I cared about was the play, and it worked.
And the thing worked.
I don't know how.
I think he sold it to somebody down there.
I did. I eventually sold it when I got the PlayStation 2. So, but yes. Okay, good. Well, now I have confirmation.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a bunch.
There's no lie.
Why, little dog? That's a nice. It's little dog 911. Why aren't you your dad's favorite child? Well, they're trying to incite some.
Yeah, I can't go there.
I know you don't have. Well, oh, you can't go there. I know you don't have favorites. Come on.
I don't have favorites.
Let's see. A lot of these we've answered already. So have you know one thing I've thought about, you like talking to get your ideas out there. Why have you never done like a podcast kind of thing with things that you're interested in with other people to bounce things off of? Because I think you would be very good at having a podcast.
Okay, a couple reasons. All right, one is I'm lazy. Okay, part of it is just it's just you know I'm not familiar with the world enough to do it. Like probably if it was like this situation where somebody else set it up, right?
And I came in, and then you're okay with it.
Yeah. Okay. I probably could do that.
Okay.
I just never really.
I'm not a. Do you listen to podcasts? You don't really listen, do you?
Occasionally.
You're
really.
a big reader, though.
I'm a reader. I always as a kid I listened to radio shows when I was a kid on the radio, and I loved listening to talk radio. Fascinated me, and call-in programs as a child. I would go to bed, and some probably know I'm a pastor.
Oh yeah,
and I do a lot of counseling and helping people. When I was a child, and if you want to know what you should do in life, look to what you did and what you naturally did when you were a child. And when I was a child, I would go to bed at 7:00 at night and listen to a program on the radio called it was a call-in program with Dr. Joyce Brothers, who was a female psychologist, and I loved that show. I would never tell any of my friends that I listened to it every night. But I was fascinated with people calling in with their problems and listening to how she would answer them. So
that's very telling.
Yeah. So the whole concept of like a talk show. I would enjoy it. But
interesting.
All right.
That's good. No, that's good info. So a couple people. Someone said what kind of music. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Mr. Frost sub with a new account. Mr. Frost 231_3. Welcome. So some people really like to support the channel, and they have. Yeah. And they subscribe on multiple different usernames.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Frost.
Mr. _3. Also, the king of that, I have to shout out Aaron Zim. There's a guy named Aaron Zim who has subscribed on almost like 20 accounts.
Aaron Zim?
Yes.
Thank you.
So there you go. Can you say Team Positivity?
Team Positivity.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Aaron will appreciate
very positive about that Team Positivity.
Aaron's a very positive. He just puts positive things in chat. He's a positive person.
We need people like that. Aaron.
I agree.
There's enough negativity in the world. We don't need any more.
So I was gonna so there was a couple questions. One was the music, and then the other one was obviously what you do now, which you alluded to, which you are, but you've done a bunch of different things. Well, let's do the music first.
Yeah.
What do you if you're gonna listen? You're not a huge. I mean, you listen to music occasionally.
I really it's like I like music, but I'm not a radio person really, and I when I ride around in the car, for example, I like to not have anything on a lot of the time. I just like to think. I like to. I don't like a lot. I know.
I used to I'd be like, how can you?
I sort of meditate on things. I don't know. It's just I'm not. But I do.
You're still thinking about where music. I could be in that apartment.
Yeah, I do like music, but I'm not really up on a lot of the newer music and stuff. But I like pretty much all kinds of music. Yeah. I was growing up in high school. I was a huge Springsteen fan.
We listened to Springsteen. I
still like Springsteen. I went to one of his concerts when I was in high school. And that was awesome, and I like lots of different kinds of music.
Yeah. All right. And then as far as your career path, because you've done a bunch of different things.
Yeah. Well, I've been I've been in ministry, type of things basically my whole career, since I was about 19 or 20. But I've been involved in pastoring in like a local church. We've of course lived overseas, and I've done training pastors in overseas settings. I've done pastoral care for people that serve overseas. I still do hospital chaplaincy at a level 1 trauma center in Philadelphia, which I find very challenging and fulfilling. So yeah, I've done lots of different things.
Stuff. Yeah.
And I've done odd jobs in between.
Right. There was a time that when we came back from Guyana that you were, you've done CVS, you did UPS,
yeah,
you've done everything.
I've worked, when I was in seminary, I worked at UPS overnight,
yeah,
unloading trucks and sorting packages. I've worked at overnight shift at CVS pharmacy, stocking shelves. This is all, when Scott was 6 weeks old, I worked at UPS all night and went to school during the day. So yeah, I'm not afraid to. My father had a good work ethic, and he passed that down to me. So
yeah,
even though I said I'm lazy, but I am. I have a tendency toward laziness, but I do what I have to do.
And then there was one question on here that I really wanted to ask you. People are really liking you on here, Dad.
That's good.
You're doing well.
If you were like local, then we could do this like as a regular feature.
I know, we would. Well, we'll have to see. Thoughts on the Eagles this season? Oh,
all
boy,
right.
James.
Well, let me ask James. Is James an Eagles fan or?
I mean, I'm guessing if he's. I don't know actually. Yeah, it
doesn't matter. Okay, well,
but I'm not. I don't really talk about sports. But for the sports, there's a lot of people that like sports on the channel. But
the Eagles. I mean, obviously, very disappointed in the fact that they finished 10-6 and didn't make the playoffs, which can be considered almost ludicrous when you figure a 7-8 or 7-8-9, whatever. A team with a losing record, Carolina, makes it in, but that's another subject. But basically, very disappointing the way that ended. But in the big picture, the Eagles, I believe, are making progress. They have a few gaps in their team. I think Chip Kelly's done a good job, and we just have to address some of that. But discouraging, but I don't think they would have gone very far in the playoffs had they made it through. So
okay. So, but you're disappointed with how from the start of the season.
I'm disappointed, but I think their expectations were a little higher than they should have been probably in the beginning of the year.
All right, we got a couple donations we got to read. That's what I was going to do. And then Mindo says, "What does your dad think?" Oh, okay. We did talk about this, but do you think is it bizarre to you to think that there's hundreds of people or whatever all over the place that are connecting on one thing at the same? Like, do you understand the Twitch thing with the chat and how? I mean, you get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Do I think it's bizarre?
Or I mean,
I think for probably I don't know if I think it's bizarre. I think there are people my age at 53 years old that are obviously really in tune to all of this stuff. So I know that's not that just because I'm 53, I'm not, but I do think for people of my generation who remember when Pong came out and we thought that was cool. My brother and I had Pong on the TV. Yeah. I mean, you think about what we've seen change, it's hard to keep up, and it is amazing. Yes, what the whole streaming world, like what Scott APL does and other people do, is amazing to me. Maybe not bizarre, but amazing.
Okay, that's a good politically correct answer. I like that. Cheshire Chaos _ not Aaron just subscribed. Can you welcome Cheshire Chaos _ not Aaron?
Cheshire Chaos _ not Aaron. Yes, thank you for your subscription.
Thank you. And we had a couple donations that I have to read. Guys, I don't have the stream alert work or tip alert thing. Usually what happens is it'll come up on screen with the message and then people can read and see the amount, but I don't have it set up right now. But we had this is from Sven. He said, Papa APL, how do you feel about Scott getting all this free money from us idiots? Also, back where it all began. Fornication in Scott's room. Okay, no, I don't think he's saying that I was conceived in this basement. No, I don't think that's
the... No, I mean, that's actually legitimate interpretation
I know,
context.
Sven, no.
But
I hope... No, there's
actually,
no way.
we didn't live in this house,
okay,
so we don't need to go into all that. That's okay.
I don't want to think about it. But, yeah, what do you think about? Well, just that we talked about the generosity of people. Yeah,
that is amazing to me.
Don't read that, but I mean, just look at the kind of support that people give,
and greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And I think I think the generosity of, let me just say this, the generosity of people in the gaming world is very, very encouraging and striking to me. And I know that APL does these fundraisers, right? You know, they don't know about that, right?
Usually for the extra when we do the KB Mod Extra Life stuff, we do that too.
I just think that's very impressive.
Yeah,
and
and all these same people that watch me.
And I know that I don't know what the age demographic. I'm sure it's spread out among your subscribers, but I know that this generation is a very generous generation, much more in many ways than our generation has been. So
yeah,
appreciate that.
Very cool. All right, Aaron Zim gave $2. He said, "Guess who got streamed to work?" Aaron, very nice. I'm glad. Thank you for the donation, man. And $2.50 from Tankish Tom, who said love from England. So thank you all.
We like our people across the pond.
Yes, we do. There's a lot of UK people in the UK that view the stream and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. Well, let me see. We got a couple more Twitter questions, and then we won't keep you much longer. Okay, so here are you comfortable? You're an open book. You're comfortable talking. People know that you're a pastor and stuff like that.
Whatever.
All right, so I want to talk a little bit about this, but this is from Fusion Peak again. A lot of good questions from Fusion. Yeah. What denomination of Christianity is your father a pastor of? And I've talked about this.
Yeah, our our church is. I've always been in the non-denominational world.
Also, just don't say like specific names of places.
Okay, non-denominational world, right? Yeah. So. That's just been ever since I was converted to Christianity. That's what I've been involved in, which is, basically each church has kind of its own constitution, governance, and such. It's not part of a larger denomination. So I mean, I can explain that, but that's probably the
even people know that it was in Millersville, but Bible, it was a Bible church, which was a non-denominational.
Yeah, non-denominational, basically, committed to the Bible to the basics of Christianity, basically. Right. I would say it that way.
So there was another question that was on. I think it was scrolling through really fast, but someone was asking, how have your religious or Christian views changed over the years? And we talked about this a little bit. Yeah. Maybe the focus.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I don't think my core beliefs. Yeah. My belief in Christ and God's word has changed. But I think as you grow and mature, you start to sort out what's part of your faith and what's part of your own cultural background. And so I think that, for example, even my resistance maybe to certain aspects of gaming and understanding that was partly because of cultural things more than it was really any kind of problem inherent with Christianity. Yeah. So I guess it's I mean, Scott could probably speak to that more than I could because he's grew up with me. But I think there are every strand of Christianity or any religion has its own cultural differences among different sects, you might say, and so I think my core beliefs are the same, right. But I think maybe I have more room for understanding differences in how people see things even within those beliefs. So, okay, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good answer. All right, let's see. All right, guys. Well, thank you for the questions. This has been very good. Okay, so people keep wanting to ask me. Colin's asking this. What does Papa Fisher think about APL's problem with cases, and has he met Saul? Which I don't think he's met Saul. And so, okay, in Counter-Strike, there is... I'll actually show you right now. Let me... I'll explain. I'll show you how this works. But in Counter-Strike, there's this thing where... you can get different skins for your weapons and stuff like that, right? So when you're in game, that's what your AK, your rifle will look like. Okay. These are the way you get these skins is that you get these cases that basically, if you play the game for a while, it'll randomly drop a case that you can open, and inside of the case there could be there's a certain number of skins. Okay. And but you have to have a key to open the case, and each key is $2.49. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit kind of like spinning a wheel, right? And you and I like to open cases. I really enjoy doing it, and a lot of times people will donate amounts just to have me open cases on stream. So it's not always just me spending my hard-earned money. But I would say that it has the potential to be a little addicting because before you know it, you're opening 50 cases, and that's a lot of money. Yeah. So, but do you judge me for my case problem, or I mean, I guess you haven't really seen it in action.
I judge you?
No,
I would say that APL has always had
and I know what you're going to say.
Addictive personality in the sense that he doesn't do anything halfway, which is a good thing, and I would say in his formative years, I've had concerns about how much he invests in any one thing. So I would just look at it as a subset of that particular issue. But but he's also 27 years old. He's also
Right.
matured a lot. I trust that he can
And I haven't come to you asking.
keep it under
for money.
control.
Yeah.
And he also has subscribers that can hold him accountable for his behavior. So I would hope that you speak into his life if he gets out of control.
So this is the thing: the subscribers, it's half and half. Some care about me and try to support me and say, "Scott, don't open those cases. You don't need to spend the money."
Yeah.
And other people just say, "Scott, open the cases."
Yeah.
So what has happened is this thing inside of me has come out, and we call him Saul.
Oh.
And Saul is the let's say the split other side of me that wants to open cases, and sometimes he takes over.
Now, is this Saul as in Breaking Bad Saul, or?
Well, I don't know exactly where he stems from. Possibly.
I wonder where the name came from.
Yeah,
Okay.
people like to hashtag. They say Better Call Saul whenever that thing comes out.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. I usually black out when that happens, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But,
I guess if I was a gamer, I'd have a better opinion on it. But I'm just saying that it doesn't surprise me that he would potentially be sucked into a behavior that would take control. But anyway.
All right, guys. So this is gonna be last call for questions, real quick on Twitter. If you want to ask a question, just at APL Fisher. We'll check up maybe one or two more. But thank you guys very much. This has been fun. Dad, have you had fun?
Yes, it's been really fun.
It's good. Is it less scary than, or I don't know? What did you anticipate it would be?
I mean, it's not too scary considering I'm sitting in my own basement. I mean, it's about as comfortable an environment as I could probably look for. But it's really fun. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great to be part of it. So.
Okay, cool. And people want you to open one case. Maybe we can do that before we go.
Me to
here.
open a case. No?
Yeah, you just basically click a button and we'll see what it is. So if we got no more, people want. Should Dad open a case? Let me see if there's any other ones that we missed here. What would you think of APL this is from Nick. What would you think of APL if you found out how bad he really was at Counter-Strike despite the hours he spent playing it? Would you be disappointed in me?
But
yeah,
it's a hypothetical, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it is.
I know you are good at it. So
well, yeah.
But yeah, I guess it did. The fact that he made a career out of his gaming did help in some ways.
Broader than just Counter. Yeah.
Right, broader than Counter-Strike. Although again, I still would have wanted to be interested in it. I guess, but.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll do one case. We'll have him open up one case, guys. Is there a donation? Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's take a look here. Not so ordinary. This is what happens. This is the triggers that happen. So he just donated $20.
Wow.
And he just said, "Pop a case opening."
Well,
so this is
you.
where they designate, they're like, "Hey, use this $20 and open however many."
Not so
cases.
ordinary gamer.
Yes, not so
on
ordinary.
top
gamer.
of that situation.
Yes, he is not so ordinary gamer. But see, this is what I'm saying. And then other people will say, "No, don't do it."
Yeah.
And this is where the.
Well, I'm gonna do it.
What would you?
For $20? There's very little I wouldn't do for $20. So you can understand where the shamelessness of my son came from. You flash $20 in front of me and I'll open 10 cases if you want me to.
I mean, that is at $250, right? That's 10 cases. Let me do the math.
I didn't even do the math. I think
that is 10 cases.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do what ordinary. We'll get 10 cases. All right, 250. What is it? Actually, I can do math. Yeah, I was divided by 20 divided by 250 is what? Is 8. Okay. All right, so we have to get a couple cases here. Let's see if there's any. If people are a lot of times people will try to trade. All right, if you guys want to offer up some cases, we'll open a few because not so ordinary gamer. We'll open a few cases because you said you would. But thank you guys for your questions. It's been fun.
It, yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed, learning a little bit more, I guess, about me and my father. As well. You just subscribed, Casey Roselcopter. Casey Roselcopter.
Casey Roselcopter. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Casey.
Thank
you. All right. Let me. So if you want to, let me see. I think it's trade. That should come up. If you guys want to offer up a few cases, we'll do a few. Yeah, so the thing is, so this is the fun about it is that you don't know what you're going to get in the case, and there's a potential that you'll get a very rare item, if you can see on here.
Is that like the knife thing? Yeah,
to unbox a knife.
Yeah,
is very rare.
Okay.
So that's and like that knife right there is maybe worth $100. There's knives that are worth up to $400, $500.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So it is a level of gambling.
Yeah, right. All right. It's kind of like a gambling. Yeah.
Kind of. All right. Let's see here. All All right, so let's see if there's any people that really want me to open. In before your dad gets addicted to cases. Yeah. No, he doesn't play the game, so I don't think. There we go. So people are gonna send some over. We'll get a little music. Okay, so Sterner's offering a couple. All right, we'll just do so. Empire, you offered 3, so you can also trade cases or give cases back and forth. So people are gonna donate. Let's see, not that one. We'll open this esports case. Oh, sorry, you have logged in. Oh no. Oh well, we might not be doing any cases because I'm trade locked on this account. We'll have to trade directly. Let me see here. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, well, if anyone has me on their friends list and they want to offer up, I don't have any cases in my inventory, and you want to offer up a few, you can offer to trade me, and we can do it that way. But apparently, my trade link's not working because I just realized I'm on the computer that Bob sent me. So, just hit me up on Steam, and we'll get a few done. Can Scott use your credit card? The other thing that people found out about was another embarrassing. This was on the podcast.
Christmas?
People were saying, "What is the most shameless thing you've done during the holidays?"
Yeah.
And I did share the story of how.
Well, yeah, but if you understood Scott, it wasn't even. It seemed like it wasn't really shameless. It was just par for the course. So we're driving over one Christmas. I guess he was in high school to our Christmas Eve party, and he asked me if we can stop at a convenience store, and then he goes in. I think you actually. We were headed over. We were headed over to the Freemans. I think you actually went in or came back out or whatever, and he said, "Can I have your credit card?" And he actually went in and purchased my gift card from this particular store with my credit card, and then gave it to me the next day as my gift. And I don't know if you ever did pay me back for that credit card. Okay.
I did. It's
many years ago.
I did. Don't put that. Mom.
No, that's all right. I know.
Mom paid me back.
It's all right.
I paid back.
It's all right.
That's the story.
That's what I mean.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm checking Steam, guys. Sky Shark. You could probably. Oh, that's true. We could just buy cases. All right. Let me see. We'll try to trade real quick, and then if not, I'll just buy. That's true. I can buy off the marketplace. Oh, nope. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna. You know what? We're just gonna buy a few cases here. Let's check the. We'll do the esports cases. But we have almost 500 people watching us just babble right now. So
great, thank you.
We haven't even really. Yeah. So, and look at, you're garnering a bunch of subscribers. Like I said, I'll send you your cut.
Glad to be utilized as a tool of income for you.
Wait, when you say it like that? Yeah. All right. So we'll do 8 cases. We're gonna buy these esports. I have good luck with these esports summer cases, and they're only 4 cents. So we're gonna buy a bunch of these. Hopefully we can buy. Let's see. So the thing, what it sometimes do, I might not be even. Market is unavailable. You are locked. Okay. Well, I don't think we can actually do any cases, guys, because it's locking me on every facet here with this account. So what happens is because man is basically evil when things like this crop up with the trade market, there's people that will try to scam you. So Steam has this thing: if you log into an account that it doesn't recognize, it'll wait 7 days before allowing you to do stuff with money. Okay. So I don't think we have any. Yeah. So guys, we'll have to do this at another point.
Sorry. I know that was going to be a big moment.
Yeah. It's saying on the marketplace that I can't trade either.
I was willing.
Yeah.
I was willing.
But I appreciate the donations, and we're gonna do. Yeah, I don't know how we'll get around that. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could turn off trade lock and do it on another account at some point. And do a mission. Let's see what this guy's saying. You might be able to go on your alt account and do a mission that drops a case. Oh, that's true too. I know what you're saying. And then there would be just one case that we could do. Okay, that's what we'll do. You know what we'll do? Before we leave, we will do some cases, but I just have to earn them. So I'll just have to do some game time to be able to get them. Maybe we'll get you back for a few minutes one day and just hit the button.
Call me.
Just hit the button for me.
You know where I am.
I know you're busy.
I'm upstairs.
So
somewhere doing something.
All right, yeah, guys, we'll do that. That's what Sky Shark said. We'll go on my alt and we'll get those ready maybe tomorrow.